My name is Richard Ignacio, and I'm the Senior Manager of the Orchestration Architecture team with FireEye. Today, I'd like to give a brief overview of the Q plugin for the FireEye Security Orchestrator. So in FSO, we're going to go into the Plugins tab and then go to the FSO Q plugin. When we select that, we can see what parameters are required to create this plugin. The only parameter you're going to need is the Q name. This Q name is going to be used with all the commands that you use to specify which queue they're going to do the operation against. In the command section, the first command that we'll look at is add to queue. So in add to queue, you need to have the data, and this is going to be the JSON object that you're going to create, that you're going to add into the queue. The queue name, by default, will use the queue name that you used in the device parameters. Otherwise, you can override it with your own name. The next command, getQueueItems, has a limit parameter. This tells you how many results you want to pull back from the queue when you issue this command. The queue name, by default, will use the one that you specified in the device parameters, again, or you can override it. Custom search is going to use a valid Elasticsearch query. In bind params, this one is only used for later versions of FSO, so we won't go over this here. And for the sort parameter, you can either sort by the latest or by the earliest. In the next command, getQueueItemsAdapter, this is an adapter command that you can use to run on an interval. The limit parameter allows you to limit how many items come back every time that interval is executed. Queue name, again, is either going to use the default one or one that you can override. The case output allows you to specify how you want the results to come back as. So if we go here, you'll see that you can either choose single or multi-case. Single case means that all of the results will come back as a single case. Multi-case means that each of the results will come back as its own case. Custom search, as before, is going to be a valid Elasticsearch query. Bind params is only for later versions of FSO, so we won't cover that here. And then sort is the parameter for specifying whether we want to sort by the earliest or the latest. The next command is getQueueDocument. For this command, you have to specify the item ID of the object that you want to retrieve from the queue, and queue name is the same as the others. For the Cron getQueueItemsAdapter command, this allows you to query based on a cron string interval. So if you look at custom cron string and you look at the tip, this will give you an example of what cron string it would expect. This is going to look like your typical cron tab, Unix style cron tab. If you don't want to create your own custom cron string, you can use one of the pre-built ones. So if we go to here, you'll see that we have several of them already pre-built for you. The other parameters are going to be similar to the others. The queue name, the case output, custom search, bind params, and sort are all the same as the others. The next command is delete queue items. For this command, you specify the specific item ID to delete and then the queue name. If you don't specify an item ID, all the items in that queue will be deleted. Finally, the last command is update queue item. For this command, the update queue item, you need to specify which item ID that you want to update and which key and value within that JSON document that you want to update. The queue name will be the one that you specified in the device parameters, or you can override it with your own. This concludes the overview for the FSO Q plugin. I hope this overview helped you understand the Q plugin better and how it can be used with your orchestration use cases. Thank you for checking out our plugin overview series, and stay tuned for more FireEye tips and insights.